Hi, I'm Sue Singleton from The Way to Balance, medical intuitive and healer, and wanted to have sort of a balanced approach discussion about both influenza and the coronavirus. We've been getting a lot of phone calls and client questions, student questions. And to put this in perspective, yes, the flu in the United States has caused the deaths of about 16,000 people in this particular flu season, but of course that has been building for months and months and months. And in terms of the coronavirus, it's been about a month. And we have almost 84,000 cases worldwide and about 2,900 deaths worldwide. And so far there's very few cases in the United States, but a couple of things from my perspective and concerning the contagiousness of it. The coronavirus is far more contagious than the influenza virus. They're both very serious, need to be taken seriously. No need to panic, but to take it seriously. The bigger issue is that influenza has an incubation period of about 2 days, so therefore you could be infecting other people for about 2 days before you realize you yourself are sick. With the coronavirus, scientists still don't really know, but there have been documented cases up to 27 days of incubation, which means that it can go anywhere from 0 days all the way up to 27 days that someone is walking around and infecting potentially everyone they come in contact with for pretty much a whole month. So these are things that are really important to keep in mind and to realize that some of the basic principles that apply to the flu really apply to this. That first of all, stress management. So there's no need to panic, but there's an importance to take this seriously. So what does common sense tell us? First of all, washing your hands with soap and water is still the best way to avoid transfer of infection. So what I recommend is that you come into work, you wash your hands with soap and water. You go home at the end of the day, and the first thing when you get home, you wash your hands with soap and water. A good, solid hand washing in that way is still better than relying on the little salves and gels and sprays and towelettes. They are helpful when you're traveling and you need to access that. If you're going to be needing to travel, especially in airplanes are probably one of the biggest cesspools of pathogens that you could possibly imagine. So you want to be well armed if you do find yourself having to travel by airplane, and to make sure that you have the towelettes to wipe down everything. Wipe down your tray table, wipe down the arms of the seats. And if you need to use the restroom, to carefully wipe down everything you're going to be touching. So that is really important. The other thing is, if you're sick with an upper respiratory infection and you don't yet know how serious it is or what it is, stay home if at all possible. If you don't feel terrible, possibly you can work from home. And if you aren't able to stay home, it's the person who's sick that needs to wear the mask, not the people who aren't sick. And certainly, it's impossible to totally contain a sneeze or a cough, but the most sanitary way is to try to get it into your crook of your elbow. And the most important other piece is prevention is the key. The spreading of it, but your immune system, that's the most important thing. Maintaining a healthy immune system is critical. And what's important for that? Avoidance of or very low amounts of alcohol or sugar. Both sugar and alcohol, which turns into sugar, are suppressants to the immune system. Dehydration is a major risk factor for stress to the immune system and the lymphatic system, so staying well hydrated. Eating a really good diet, lots of vegetables, lots of good quality fruits, organic preferably. And there's a number of tools to be helping in this regard too, and some of them you may have your own favorite brands, but I have my own little toolkit list of things that we have. And so some of you may want to contact our office later if you want more details on some of these products. And the way to reach us is info, short for information, at thewaytobalance.com, or calling 834-0341. And so some of the healthy tips and things to have in your toolbox. We happen to like Epimmune Complex and Immuplex by Standard Process. Before someone's sick, Echinacea Premium is wonderful. It's less helpful once someone's gotten sick. And if someone does contract any type of virus, MediHerb Viranon. Now, most of our products are very broad spectrum. So in fact, Viranon is meant to help deal with any type of virus. So as a broad spectrum for viruses, our Energy of Life Sinus and Bronchial Rescue, very broad spectrum, helps to support the whole respiratory tract if you're exposed or actively starting to feel ill. Our own Firelight Pathogen Clearing Body Serum can be applied to the belly, the chest, the throat, or to the soles of the feet. That's broad spectrum, not only covers support and help in the event of either old pathogens or new exposures, and that's broad spectrum in terms of all categories of pathogens, so it goes beyond virus. Then there's our own PathoClear crystals. The 12-element PathoClear crystals work again on the broad spectrum of all forms of pathogens. What we typically, we use this constantly in the office and at home, the supercharged quartz matrix and crystals allows you to project something to the whole room so the whole family can benefit. And it could be used in very many ways. Any of these products could go into the center of that. And Cataplex C by Standard Process is a good full spectrum vitamin C. There are many other good forms of vitamin C. You'd want to buy one that is more food-based if possible and has the broad spectrum. Our own Energy of Life colloidal silver is treated energetically beyond traditional colloidal silver. Colloidal silver is also broad spectrum for both bacteria and virus. And then using a near infrared heat lamp, something as simple that you can buy and strap onto a light pole, and using that with our ionic gold formula enhances the light penetration into the body. Any of you that own our Rings of Odin, there are dozens and dozens of configurations that help support the immune system and also specifically help support the body during specific pathogens. And then the final one, which is soon to be available, the Singleton Negative Ion Shower. So this is allowing negative ions, such as the ones that follow a thunderstorm or while you're at the beach, that really help cleanse and detox the system. And so this can also be a helpful support. And so, as I said, it's not to panic. So far, the coronavirus has not had very long to percolate, but during the time that it started in Asia, it has multiplied very, very rapidly. So it's a matter of when it becomes more prevalent in the United States. So taking care of yourself and those you care about and minimizing your risk factors. And anyone with a compromised immune system is typically the person most at risk. The average person, the average American, average Canadian has absolutely nothing to be alarmed about, but take precautions, be prepared, and do some common sense things to help yourself. Thanks.